beats and rhymes.
No one can do it better.
The horizontal British heavyweight. Johnny was ironed out tonight. He was ironed out. And Dave Allen forced me to eat crow. Came in at 265, what was it? 8 pounds heavier than he came in for the first fight with Johnny. And you could see in the ring, he was carrying a lot of timber. But he trained hard apparently for this fight, and he's vindicated because he won the fight in fine style. I think Dave did train hard, but I'm not sure if he meant to come in at that weight.
I saw a lot of comments about his body, and he's always said he's never going to be body beautiful. But was that a worry at all? Because obviously it looked like he came in full-on dad bod mode.
Yeah, but he's always had a dad bod, and he's had some great victories in the past. And he didn't train properly. I'm not saying that he couldn't be in better condition. Of course he could. And he's literally just said to me, you could obviously tell by my body that I didn't stick to the diet properly.
Yeah, Dave tried to say he was pushing weights. And he may have pushed weights, but he screwed up the diet, and Jamie Moore said it. But he did train hard. Because the first fight, I was scratching my head thinking, how did he let Johnny off the hook? He didn't have enough in the gas tank to throw more punches. That's how he let Johnny off the hook. But this time around, when he started letting his hands go, Johnny's time was up. Not taking nothing away from Dave's victory, but he was assisted by Johnny's mediocrity. Let's face it, Johnny didn't win the first fight last December. And most people who witnessed it didn't think he won. Johnny Fisher and Mark Tibbs, they went to Marbella to get away from the distractions. Johnny looked in good shape, aesthetically. But the criticism that he got for the first fight had to have took a big toll on his confidence. He started well. He was 3-1 up, in my opinion. He was boxing, using his jab, landing uppercuts to the body, to the head. He thought he had Dave going in the third round with one of them body shots. And although he won the round, third round is where the war was lost for Johnny. Dave walked through everything he had, and he landed a big left hook, short left hook, Dave, that forced Johnny back. Johnny couldn't build on his early success behind the jab and the shots he landed because he couldn't push Dave back. And Dave stayed on the front foot, started landing body shots. In the fifth, they traded body shots, and Johnny went low with a few lefts to the body. And when Dave returned fire with a borderline shot, Johnny didn't like it. An overhand right landed, a couple more combinations, he was down. The finish was brutal, man. 2 left hooks to the head, right left to the body, left right to the head. Whew.
Yeah, Johnny's on the jab, man. 3-1 Fisher. Going into round 5 now. Nino's got it 4-0 Fisher. Right uppercut from Johnny. Ties Dave up. Dave trying to little arms out. Headbutt. Trying to maul his way through now. This is ugly, Dave. Right uppercut from Johnny. Needs to get some distance between him and Dave. Good right hand from Johnny. Very good shot. Dave opened up a little. Good shot by Dave. Oh, right uppercut from Dave. He's opening up now. Was this the plan then? Let's see. Oh, tries the big right. Oh, left hook. Staggered Johnny a little. Good left hook to the body. It looked legit to me. Johnny going down to the body. That's good. Take the steam out of Dave's attack. Dave was coming back. Then body shots took the steam out of him a little. Oh, that was a bit low. Although the referee says it's all right. Oh, Dave firing back in kind. Johnny giving ground after that left hook to the body. Oh, Dave got to open up. Johnny on the back foot retreats to the ropes. Dave ties him up round the neck. Marcus McDonald pulls him apart. Johnny again. Oh, good right hand by Dave. Dave winning this round. Johnny says he wasn't hurt, but was he? Okay. Oh, Johnny opening up, getting caught. This is Dave's round. The Doncaster De La Hoya lands uppercuts and right hands. Now, what's Johnny got on defense? Oh, this is left uppercut from Dave. Right hand. Johnny's down. Johnny's down. Oh, my word. This is amazing stuff, people. Okay. There's only a few seconds left on the clock. 10-8 round to Dave. There's nothing on his legs. Good shots from Dave. Oh, they threw the towel in. Devastating knockout. I can't believe this. Amazing stuff from Dave Allen. Yes, Anthony Mack, and that's the end of the gimmick. Johnny Fisher. Hype show over. Hype show over. Is there any way back? I'm not sure. That's unbelievable. I'm going to have to eat crow when I do my summary. Eat crow meat. Eat crow. Yamming crow tonight. Boxing beats and rides. Yamming crow. Dave Allen, spectacular knockout. Wow.
Hello everyone, thank you for everyone who came and bought a ticket and supported me tonight, and everyone who watched. I really appreciate the support. Listen, this is what boxing's all about. Sometimes you get beat, sometimes you lose on the night. I weren't good enough tonight, but that's what boxing's all about, that's what sport's all about. And the best people keep coming, they keep going, and they don't let one little blip get them down. Thank you everyone, we're going to come back, we're going to do it well. Bosh.
So he's clearly not giving up. But will the highlight of his career be defeating Alan Babbage at the moment? He did look like he was on the way to victory. Every so often, Dave rammed a very stiff jab in Johnny's face. But when Dave upped the intensity, Johnny's defense and Johnny's shape fell apart. And he just doesn't have the aptitude to compensate for his lack of amateur experience, like a Fabio Wardley, or even a Dillian White, who only had 6 amateur fights. Fabio had none. He had a few white-collar fights. Fisher had a handful of amateur fights, I believe. Like, Johnny pulls out, head up in the air, hands round by his torso, and he certainly can't deal with combination punches, doesn't know how to clinch. Eddie will have to justify continuing to broadcast Johnny Fisher's fights on DAZN for our hard-earned prescription money. If they got rid of Campbell Hatton because he wasn't above area level, surely Johnny has to go a similar route, regardless if he can sell out the copper box or not. Eddie Hearn publicly stated that he's focused on promoting fighters who have the potential to win world titles and become undisputed champions. This means he is not looking for fighters who are good, but those who are exceptional and have the ability to compete at the highest level.
We don't really work with and continually back after back-to-back defeats area title English level fighters.
And I have no interest in paying my subscription to watch Johnny go back to preliminary level to complete his apprenticeship. I have no interest in that. If he comes back and takes on a high-level domestic or imported opponent, where it's sink or swim, win this one, you stay on. Lose, then we don't see you on Matchroom cards no more. And I'm just holding Eddie Hearn to his word. Ship him out to GBM with Izzy. He can fight Huey Fury on GBM.
And obviously the night belongs to Dave Allen, but just on Johnny Fisher's side, there is a rematch clause there. Yeah. Is it down to his management?
No, it's not just rematch clause, it's options for Matchroom. So moving forward, Dave's back with us. I'm delighted, but one of the options is for us to do the rematch. But listen, you're just coming off the back of a bad knockout, and I don't see that happening next. I see Dave trying to keep active and look at what the future could hold.
So part of the terms in Dave's contract for this fight was a 2-fight deal, one of which he's had already, and options on a trilogy with Johnny Fisher.
I don't think so.
That's out the window. So Eddie's talking about headlining Dave in Sheffield, which is just up the road from Doncaster where he lives, up north. Eddie wasn't going to get caught out after what he saw in December. He made sure he had options on Dave, which is good business for Dave and for Eddie. Do Matchroom have an unexpected player in the heavyweight division in Dave Allen? Dave is now a 13-year pro. Started on the small hall circuit outside the M25, let's say. Signed up with Matchroom 2016, and they pitched him in hard. Dillian, Luis Ortiz, he went off the grid against Tony Yoka, got stopped in 10, and he's been hot and cold. He's had some great results knocking out Nick Webb, Lucas Brown, but the David Price stoppage looked like things were coming to a close. He came back a few months after that on a Matchroom card against Dorian Darch. Peculiar fight, and the board investigated it because it looked like they were in pantomime mode. The British Boxing Board of Control investigated the fight, suspicious that the fight could possibly have been fixed. That was in 2020, and that was Dave's last fight on Matchroom until yesterday. Dave will probably revert back to type when he goes up a level, genuine British level, European world title level. But he's earned his shot at redemption. But we've got to keep perspective that at this moment, Johnny Fisher is raw. He's raw. And Dave kind of lucked up and won the lottery, running into him twice to exploit that rawness. Johnny is very green.
For Jamie Moore, do you remember what he said to you?
You know what? We had a game plan going into it. We hoped he'd run, which he did. We were in two minds, really. He could have come and had a go. We weren't sure. But the game plan was to keep tight, get the short jab going. When the jab started landing, land the 1-2. Rounds 1 and 2 were so easy. And he was starting to blow. By the time round 5 had come, it was already time to get him out of there. And I thought it'd take a bit longer. I thought it might take 7, 8, 9 maybe. But round 5, I thought I boxed really well.
Boxing beats and rhymes. No one can do it better.
Kieron Conway picked up the vacant British title against Jerome Warburton. Warburton went in there with a record of 15 wins, only 2 stoppages, 1 loss and 2 draws. The Welsh lad is now 29 years of age. Kieron Conway, 23 wins, 3 losses, 1 draw, 7 inside the distance. He's from Northampton. Now, Matchroom had 3 of their middleweights on the undercard. And what I noticed about all 3 of their fights was all their opponents were outsized. Now, Kieron Conway is a bit of a unit and he always seems bigger than most of his opponents. And this is why I made the big point on the hangout about matchmaking and how important matchmaking is. Now, don't get it twisted. They were 3 good opponents, but none of them had the luxury of a size advantage. That's planning ahead. The 3 combined opponents had 5 KOs in between all 3 of them. A lot of people don't pick up on these things. Like Warburton, strategically, you have to ask yourself, with only 2 stoppages and up against a bigger, more experienced opponent, is why he didn't try to box more. He had a good first round, being very aggressive, landing right hands. But after that, he was moving his jaw, and it looked like it could have been damaged. And he took a bad beating. Some wicked body shots, and he was distraught after. He was stopped in 4. Good performance by Kieron Conway. He hasn't had an easy career, but you know, the naturally bigger man, the more experienced, seasoned Conway saw what Warburton had to offer in the first, and he's more confident, he's matured, he's 29 years of age, and he's letting his hands go with a lot more confidence than when he was younger. And it's a very good performance. He's now British and Commonwealth champion at 160. Then you had George Lillard, another Matchroom 160 pounder. He took on Aaron Sutton. Once again, he looked a lot more smaller than the talented, hard-hitting George Lillard, who is now 12-0, 7 inside the distance. The question I want to ask Aaron Sutton and the people he has in his corner, his trainer and his team, is what's the deal with when he's walking out to his theme music? If he's singing like it's a concert, what is going on with that? Observing boxing, these are very crucial moments. The ring walk. He's singing like it's a concert. He should be dialed in. If he was a more experienced fighter who's been around the block, okay, let it go. This is a crucial fight against a big puncher. He should be dialed in about what he's got to do so you don't get caught as early as he did with that left hook, which basically set the tone for the fight. He was very brave, he was very tough, and he had some ability, but he was down once in the first, down again in the second, and a right hand finished it in the 5th. Lillard could go on to fight Kieron Conway. I have a suspicion Tony Sims is going to veto that. Might think it's a little too early for George Lillard, despite them saying they want to go for these type of fights. He wants to be let off the leash. Could be just all talk. Will we see it next? George Lillard is from Essex, as is the 10-0 Jimmy Sains. 9 inside the distance. Yesterday was the first time he was taken the full route by Gideon Onianani. 7 wins, no stoppages at all, and 5 losses is what his record is now. Obviously, no stoppages. He's not a big puncher. 1 fight in 2024. Why is that? He was busy 2023, 2022, but the inactivity wasn't in his favour. But he's got some powerful genetics, a strong-looking lad. And he was smaller than Jimmy Sains, but Jimmy Sains' punches didn't trouble this guy at all. They just bounced off him all through the fight. And this is why matchmaking is very important. Because if they didn't weigh up the fact that Gideon was a little inactive and wasn't the biggest 160 pounder, this could have went wrong. Because Gideon didn't have much in terms of punch arsenal. But if someone can walk through your best shots like that, imagine if he did have a size advantage. This fight could have went left. This is why matchmaking is very important. And Sains, in the end, got on his toes and just ran out the clock because he knew he couldn't hurt this guy. Sains would probably be disappointed that his knockout streak has been snapped, but the 10-rounder wouldn't have did him any harm at all.
Boxing beats and rhymes. No one can do it better.
So, Jack Catterall and Harlem Eubank will clash in an all-British welterweight clash at Manchester's AO Arena on July the 5th. It's been confirmed for a summer showdown, and now it's official. Jack Catterall, 30 wins, 2 losses, 13 inside the distance. will fight at 147 for the first time. Harlem Eubank, 21-0, 9 inside the distance. His last 2 fights have been at welter, the first of which was after a near-year layoff after Benchalon boxer messed him around with the Adam Azim fight. And he took on a relatively obscure opponent and didn't look good. And then he took on Tyrone McKenna, who, for most of his career, has been a 140-pounder. Although Harlem did look good, recording a 10-round stoppage. He did look good. Harlem 5'8", Jack Catterall is 5'7". Okay, once again, someone explain that to me, how Jack Catterall is 5'7" and Harlem is 5'8". Because if Jack is wearing lifts, they look beyond lifts. That must be lift and elevator. There was a few people speculating that Harlem Eubank could cause an upset, and I was toying with the idea until I saw the size advantage. Not only is Jack taller, he's just a lot bigger, a lot more experienced, fighting the likes of Arnold Barboza, Regis Prograis, Jorge Linares, Josh Taylor twice, O'Hara Davis back in the day, and he actually fought Tyrone McKenna in 2018 in Belfast, McKenna's hometown. Typical Jack Catterall performance. He did deck Tyrone a couple of times, but apart from moments of some very polished boxing, he just done the bare minimum. I'm looking forward to this fight, not because I think it's going to be a barnstormer, but it looks like a chess match, and not a chess match where they're bringing out the cannons and tanks or anything like that. But I want to see if Harlem Eubank can get over the hump and come a little out of the shadows of Chris Jr. He's 31 himself. He's not young, so it's time to take the big fights. He's the same age as Jack Catterall, believe it or not, despite Catterall having a way more filled out resume, let's say. They're both 31 years of age. Anyone think Harlem can spring the upset in the comment section? Let me know. Or is this going to be a routine win for Jack Catterall to get back on track after a disappointing performance and loss against Arnold Barboza back in February?
Boxing beats and rhymes. No one can do it better.